Right, so we're testing different styles of videos. Some I want to have scripted out and more set and kind of principled way of how I'm going to go about the video. But other times, I think off the cuff, just getting in a great state, getting in great energy, hopping on here, trying to impact, gets the job done. But in this video, I do have a topic that I wanted to kind of talk about and discuss, and it comes from these reflections that I have and I go throughout life, that you probably go throughout life, where you may be in the shower, you may be just washing the dishes, or you may be cleaning up or something like that. And you just start pondering and thinking about your life, how far you come, where you've been, where you're at now, where you're going. You just start to contemplate, become grateful for the whole journey. And throughout this process, I was just thinking about how growing up, I really wasn't the most confident kid. Like, I wasn't the most socially confident kid. And looking back, like where I am now, that can be kind of hard to believe, because I have done so much growth on myself that even early adulthood, I had already been growing so much that it may have seemed on the surface that I had some of these things, but ultimately I didn't. And what I wanted to talk about in this video, which I feel is the key to that, to letting go of that older self that you don't want to be anymore, which is the not so confident version of yourself. Because before I get into it, confidence is the shortcut to success. If you look at anyone who's successful at anything, they're going to be better off being more confident in the situation for what they're doing. Now, what is confidence? Confidence is just comfort, being comfortable with what you're doing at any given time. Then you're going to be confident at it. So it's also certainty. It's also like being certain that you're able to produce a certain outcome. So when it comes to confidence, a lot of people think, oh, I'm either confident or I'm not confident. We're all confident. It's either what you're confident in. You can be confident in your ability to go talk to people, your ability to go make money, your ability to build a high quality relationship, your ability to build a great body, your ability to be healthy, your ability to be disciplined. You can be confident in those things and therefore do them. Or you can be confident in your ability that you're not confident. You're so confident that you're not confident. You're so confident in your ability that you can't make money, that you won't go do it. All you have to do is flip that confidence, flip that belief towards the outcome that we desire, and therefore it will happen. So when you think about what gives you that comfort, what gives you that confidence, what gives you that level of certainty, competence comes in play. So how good you are, how much experience you are with the result, whatever it may be. The more confident, the more I know about basketball, the more I've played basketball, the more I've shot a basketball, the more confident I'm going to be on the basketball court. Simple example, right? Now, here's another component that I think really unlocks that hidden confidence within all of us. The confidence to say that I can be comfortable in uncomfortable situations, right? Because if we just consistently done what we've always did, which most people do, you'll be stuck in the same routine that you always have, because that's the one that you're confident in. That's the one that you're comfortable with. So in order to get different results, we have to change different actions. We have to get into a new routine. We have to change our environment. We have to do things different. And human beings don't like change, because that means that something's wrong. We want things to be good and things to stay the same, but something is wrong. We're not at our full potential yet. We're constantly in a chase, in a constant state of evolution, and constantly reaching for or pursuing or attracting our best version that we constantly do have to be changing. So even though human beings don't like change, change is the universe. Change is one of them, is the law of the universe. The universe is change. It's constantly changing. Nothing stays the same, right? So if we know these things to be true, right, and we take a look at what has to happen for us to change into a more confident version of ourselves, and in this situation, in this video, let's talk about social settings, because that's what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. I wasn't the most socially confident person. So how can I be more comfortable with that? Well, I have to be comfortable with these uncomfortable situations. And how do I do that? How do you become comfortable in uncomfortable situations, because the first time you go out and meet new people, it's going to be uncomfortable. The first time you get into a room of people you deem as superior in some way, whether they have more money, they funnier, they have more status, they in better shape, whatever measuring stick that you want to hold people to. Once you're in a room with more spirit version of yourself, then that's when you go start to not feel as confident, and not feel as certain, and not feel as comfortable. And the key to success is being comfortable in uncomfortable situations, because success is always going to throw failures at you, it's going to throw hardships, it's going to throw walls at your way. But if you can stay calm under pressure, that's when you're going to perform the best under pressure. And success requires pressure. Look at Steph Curry. What did Kobe say about Steph? He said it was something about his demeanor. He just had that cold, stoic, stone look on his face, where he was fully present, where he was fully able to handle the uncomfort of the big moment, of the big shot, of the Kobe Bryant guarding you, who you watched growing up, and you coming down the court and he playing you full court, and you turning him and you turning him, or Kobe turning you, Kobe turning you all the way up and down the court. And then, that's a pressurized situation, but he's calm. He's calm, cool, collected, get into a spot, take it one step at a time and knock it down. So that Steph Curry gameplay, playback, play-by-play, second by second, is a metaphor for success. That's what success looks like. It looks like pressure, getting to your spot, cool, calm, collected, knocking down the shots you've knocked down 100 times that you've had in preparation. Now, where is this video all coming together? So we talked about me not being confident as a kid. I would, really shy away from meeting people. I wouldn't go up to people at parties. I wouldn't want to have conversations with people. I would try my best to fit in when it felt like somebody was superior. I would have ego and try to posture. And this brings it all together. When you're not comfortable in uncomfortable situations, you're not being yourself. You're not being authentic. And that's the key to confidence. It's authentic self-love. You have to give yourself authentic self-love in order to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. So what does this look like? Well, in order to give yourself self-love, you have to be authentic. You have to be congruent. You have to, and Milet says this, you have to be able to, confidence is just being able to keep the secrets that you, keep the promises that you make to yourself. So that's truth, that's alignment, that's, I said what I'm gonna do and then I go do it. Or I said that I'm this person and I'm gonna go do it. Or I really have this dream and I'm gonna go pursue it. Or I really enjoy this activity and I'm gonna go pursue it. What ego says is, oh, I like this activity, but this activity is not normal in this tribe of people that I currently belong with, aka my friend circle, and they think it's weird. And when I get called weird, it makes me feel outcast from the group. So therefore, I feel bad about myself, because when I get outcast from the group, my evolutionary mind kicks in to where I think I'm getting kicked out the tribe, metaphorically, 4,000 years ago, depending on your timelines. And when you get kicked out the tribe, that usually meant death. So literally, your nervous system is experiencing death when you get rejected. So what we have to do is become aware of this and understand that it's just a physiological response to a stimulus in your environment. Somebody just said you were weird. It's just data, it's just information. So we have to be aware that this is just information, and aware that there is triggers in our body, and what that has told us for generations has kept us safe, will not always lead to progress. And as a human, as a person that's on a mission to become the best version of yourself, progress is the goal. Progress is what leads to fulfillment. Growth leads to happiness. So we constantly have to be in a state of evolution, constant state of growth, to reach this version who is able to be authentic. And then when you're living from authenticity, you're living what you believe, you're standing on it, you're doing what you desire, you're not caring what other people think, because other people's interpretation of what you got going on has nothing to do with what you got going on, because this is your life and this is theirs. And if you feel inner turmoil and upset and anxious feelings in the stomach when you're not following your dreams just because what somebody else say, the only person that's suffering is you. They might say those little things, but that's only because they afraid to be who they really are, afraid to be their full authentic self. And this is gonna happen constantly as you elevate social groups. So I wanna be very practical and clear in this video, but hopefully I'm painting a larger picture of the factors of where your environment plays into your ability to be confident, AKA have a high authentic version of self-love, and what's the indicators, right? Like who's gonna foster that growth, who's gonna be the people, the catalyst, because that's the lie, right? Is that, oh, if I get shunned out this current group that I'm in, then I'm never gonna be loved. When in actuality, when you step more into an authentic version of yourself and you start to love that self more, that inner child, the kid that you was growing up, that had all these hopes, that had all these dreams, that had all these visions, that had all these things that they wanted to do, that had all these interests and hobbies, and didn't care what nobody think. When you start to step more into that version of yourself, it's a lot easier to meet people that's more in alignment with who you really are. Because we can be frustrated with our current group and how they might not accept us, and this causes us to put up ego and put up a mask of who we were to just stay fitting in with the tribe, because that's what's comfortable and that's what we feel comfortable with, and we don't like uncomfort. So all this stuff is happening psychologically, physiologically, all these responses, and this is the reason why you keep making the same decisions. It's the reason why you keep going back to the same girl. It's the reason why you keep going back to them same friends. It's the reason why you keep going to them same parties. It's the reason why you keep doing those same activities. It's the reason why you keep watching the same type of shows. It's the reason why you keep following the same type of social media pages, because it's what you're comfortable with. It's what you're confident in. But if you want to change your results, if you want to improve your social circle, if you want to meet better people, if you want to network with higher level people, then you have to be authentically you. You have to step into that full authentic version of yourself, because then once you show yourself, once you let your light shine amongst men, is what the Bible says, then men be able to come and look at the light, come look at the lamp, right? Say the lamp is not meant to be put under the table, but it's meant to be shown. And the only way you can let your light show is be authentic. Because anytime you try to put on a mask, anytime you lead with ego, you're dimming your light. You're dimming your darkness. Now, that can work on a metaphysical level, like spiritually, like you can, alarm went off. Metaphysical level, spiritual, you could be actually losing spiritual aura and spiritual light and ojas, energy, vril from your system. That could literally be happening. Or you could literally just stifle your own performance based on you not living in an authentic version of yourself. Because the authentic version of yourself also frees you. Stifling happens when we put on mask and ego. It's when we filter everything. What's this person gonna think, so I have to say it this way? What's this person gonna think, so I have to say it this way? What's this person gonna do, I have to say it this way? And then once you start to do this, to bring home the punchline, once you start to live authentically, it's a lot easier to love yourself, because authenticity is what we need. And when you love something, when you love someone, you give them what they need. So if you give yourself not only authenticity, but health in every area of life, that's going to lead to a rich and wealthy and healthy version of self-love. Because again, love is just giving someone what they need. And all you need sometimes is that unconditional appreciation for self, appreciation for who you are, appreciation for who God uniquely made you to be, as opposed to what you think you have to be because of society or the current tribe that you belong in, which all these things is going to hurt your spirit at the end of the day. It may gain you materialistic things. It may gain you quote unquote cool points. It may gain you all these different things, but it's going to cost you the price of your soul. So is it really worth it? That's the question I would ask. And a lot of times what I found in my life is that after you make these changes, after you grow, after you evolve, after you step into a more authentic version of yourself, after you step into a growing version of yourself, after you start demanding more from yourself, as you start raising the standard of what you will tolerate, what you will allow, what you are willing to experience, once you raise those things, a lot of times what you once thought was pleasurable becomes disgusting, becomes ignorant, becomes not pleasurable, becomes painful, becomes regretful to even look at, right? Now, we don't live with regret, but it's just to show you the paradox of awareness that you've grown to evolve and experience. So I hope this resonated with one of you out there. I hope this resonated with you. And I hope you apply it to your life. I want you to deliberately and consciously think about, where am I not being authentic? Where am I not being the best version of myself? Where am I not being fully me? So, because it's usually a social environment. I mean, I'm probably gonna title it something along those lines. And what about being around these people makes you feel like you can't be all the way yourself? And is these the type of people you need to be around if you feel like you can't be all the way yourself? It's a good question. So ponder on that. Hope it made sense. Hope you liked it. If you did, like the video. Comment what you want to see next. Subscribe if you're new. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace.